Johnny G coming at you. Muammar Gaddafi, a much-loved figure in the country of Uganda. We, a day after the colonel died, had an opportunity to catch up with Nasareko Mutumba, who is the head spokesperson for the Gaddafi Mosque in central Kampala, to get his insights on the matter. You won't want to miss this one. And stay tuned at the end for a conversation that segues into the larger issue of belief. Here we go. The Colonel, Gaddafi, had a rather special relationship with Uganda. It goes back for some time. Walk us through that.
Yeah, first of all, he's a Muslim, because me as a Muslim, any Muslim is my friend and my brother. Secondly, I'm one African. An African is a friend and a brother. Thirdly, I belong to this world. So I have a continent called Africa. I understand there are 7 continents. Whoever is coming from those continents must be a human being. Therefore, he must be a brother of mine. So, but for Colonel Gaddafi, he had 2 things. He was an African as well as a Muslim. So had a very, very special.
Is that an unconditional love, or does your love wane depending on their behavior and actions here on Earth?
I think I never said that I'll support him, but he's my brother. Because that's a Quranic, preaching that any Muslim is a Muslim to a Muslim are brothers.
Do you feel compelled to defend somebody who's a Muslim because they're a Muslim?
Is it a matter of defending? I think we were talking about how Gaddafi or what not. Me, because I'm not a soldier, I'm not here to defend anybody. I don't have guns.
How does he, I mean, you've been able to talk with some of the Muslims here at this beautiful mosque that was, in fact, funded by Gaddafi. What is the general reaction here to the death of the colonel?
First of all, I detect some naivety among those people who massacred Gaddafi, because they said that Gaddafi had some charges to answer somewhere. I would love that if at all he was arrested, so that he can be taken to Hague, like Charles Taylor, like Milosevic, so that he can defend himself. But killing him on the spot means that they had, I think, they had no case.
You don't think they had a case against Gaddafi?
That's why he was, because that was naivety. Killing him, I don't think, I can't put it to him that he had a case.
But doesn't that prevent a long, drawn-out, expensive process?
Because you see,
The Hague hasn't entirely been responsible in the past in trying people.
For us who follow British way of ruling, because we are children of Britons.
Yes.
You know, they were our masters here. They said that anybody is innocent until he's proved guilty. And the burden of proving guilty is upon you, the prosecutor. Yeah, so now we would expect some prosecutors to take the Ocampo to take him to court so that he can, you know. But
there is a long body of evidence linking Gaddafi to such things as murder, insurrections, terrorism.
Yes.
He supported the IRA in Ireland, the Basque separatists.
Yes.
He supported Muslim insurgencies in the Philippines, in Thailand, created a huge border war in Chad, promoted pan-nationalism at the expense of his African brothers south of the Sahara. Did he really need to be tried, and how innocent was he?
Because those allegations.
But I'm saying that there's a lot of evidence to support those allegations.
But otherwise, it should be taken to court so that you can prove those allegations. And secondly, when it means massacring, for example, if you got at least to the Prime Minister Sharon, I was seeing on the TV of Israel, and the Netanyahus and the Perezes, they have been massacring imams, the Palestinians.
Yeah, but that doesn't negate what Gaddafi did. I'm not here to talk about that.
No. How about Bush, who went to
of course,
who went to Iraq and started massacring?
Now you're trying to justify wrongs based on.
No. It should be them not to fight wrongs.
Right. But we've come to talk about Gaddafi today. The day Bush dies, then we can talk about him.
No, brother and friend. You see, if at all you don't compare, you can't learn. Now we have here
But you're comparing to justify the wrongs that Gaddafi committed.
No. Me, I don't know, because what I know of Gaddafi here is building me this magnificent mosque, is building a palace to the king of Toro, and investing a lot of money here in various companies.
Did he have a relationship with that queen in Toro?
Who? Me?
No, not you. Did Gaddafi have a relationship with her?
I don't know.
You read the red pepper, though. There are other rumors.
But red peppers, some of them are speculation, so really I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Was Gaddafi, on the whole, good for Africa?
Yeah, you see, every human being, even including you yourself, you have some negatives and positives. But normally me, when I look at some people, I normally weigh the positives and the negatives. As I have told you that anyway, during Amin's time I was a bit young, but here I can show you that he gave us a Voice of Africa television. He gave us this mosque, obviously with the support of our president. So I don't know the much negative, apart from allegations. I haven't witnessed, because it's illegal, it's out of place for me to justify something which I haven't really seen. Yeah.
So you think on the whole he was good for Africa?
He was good for Africa.
Let me give you some quotes by some renowned authors. First one is by Richard Dowden, who was the African bureau chief for The Economist. He said, under Gaddafi, in Africa, fights in the past that might have left 1 or 2 dead became massacres. Moving to Martin Meredith, he says that Gaddafi was a man of grand ambitions, fierce hatreds, and a pathological penchant for meddling in the affairs of other countries. Moving on to Ghaffar Numeri from the Sudan, he accused Gaddafi of having a split personality, both evil. Anything to those statements?
You see, those are presidents. I'm just a Ugandan, a simple Ugandan, a peasant, so I really don't know. They have their justifications, because I understand. I think they have a relation. The Arabs, they have some. Gaddafi, I mean, Ghaffar Numeri was an Arab, isn't it? I think they were Arabs. They have their bickerings, of which I'm not a part. But
was Gaddafi's style of rule, I mean, did it set a good example for Africa? I mean, you're looking at, for instance, here was a guy whose whims essentially became law. Institutions under him crumbled. He did meddle in the affairs of other countries, creating instability, bribing his way through and gaining allegiance. Supporting such far-fetched ideas as pan-Arabism and pan-Africanism. It doesn't seem to me that many of his dreams actually panned out, and he created a lot of havoc and instability in the process. But is that good for Africa?
But what's wrong with the Arabism, pan-Arabism and pan-Africanism? What's wrong with that? If at all you have European bloc, or you have Western bloc, what the essence, the idea might be good, but the way how you implement it, or how you want it to be implemented, because I understand, even they had a rift with our president here. They said that I want African, what is it? African Union at a go.
I'm not judging them in theory, to answer your question. I'm not looking at it that way. But it seems to me that, one, they're not particularly realistic, and two, it seemed that Gaddafi went about it in a pretty, underhanded kind of way that produced a lot of consequences for this continent.
But what I would do, because what I would comment is about the democratic system, because whenever you detest democracy, you always get a lot of problems, because you fail to get the full participation of all kinds of people.
Let me ask you this. A few weeks ago, the New Vision ran a cover photo of Muslims here at Gaddafi Mosque praying for Gaddafi's welfare. A couple weeks later, Gaddafi's son was caught, and now, as we found out yesterday, Gaddafi is dead. What came of those prayers? You see,
that's the question exactly. The Pharisees, during Jesus' time, they asked him that if at all you can defend yourself, why are you being crucified? So those are the questions. because people are people. It's like now asking for a loan in a bank. It depends. I can take my security there. If at all the committee sits and say that no, it will be next week.
But if I'm looking for a loan at the bank, they're going to look at my financial history and base their decision on that. Do you think God maybe looked at Gaddafi's history when weighing all those prayers coming to him from Gaddafi Mosque, praying for Gaddafi's welfare? And he decided, you know what, I'm looking at the track record and it's just not so good. Let's let this guy get killed. His time has come.
But my brother, in Africa, I think Gaddafi has lived longer than the life expectancy of Africans. Now,
he ruled longer than many Africans lived, 42 years.
But me now I'm 57. I'm waiting for my death even tomorrow because I have lived longer.
He ruled almost as long as you have lived.
No, our life expectancy is normally it ranges from 45 to 50.
Right.
So it means the Gaddafi got a wonderful life.
But was that God's blessing or Satan's?
But I think a lot of people have died, isn't it? How about the grandfather of yours? Do you still have him?
No, even my grandfather died.
Why did he die? Was it satanic?
No, but there weren't thousands of people at a mosque praying for my grandfather to carry on. There were thousands of Muslims here at Gaddafi Mosque and then more elsewhere praying for Gaddafi's welfare. So I'm just asking, what happened to those prayers? Did not enough people pray? Did God decide Gaddafi was an evil man?
But there are a lot of Jews praying for Sharon. He has never resurrected from his problem.
Let me ask you this. Did you pray for Gaddafi's welfare?
Even today I will pray for him to go to heaven. Today.
So you think you have to pray for Gaddafi to get to heaven?
Yes, why not? Even to pray for you.
So you're saying you're uncertain about what kind of karma his track record bred?
Not mind of what, that's an obligation. That's an obligation.
True, that's right. Okay.
It's now like a president. When he's going to build a school, he doesn't matter whether a thief might bring in his child or a prostitute or whatnot. Him is to build a school for everybody.
Do you think people didn't pray hard enough for Gaddafi, and maybe that's why?
No, it's not a matter of. Reagan has died a long time ago. Didn't they pray for him?
But the fact that all these Muslims were praying and then Gaddafi died seems to suggest that prayer was not answered.
No. Because I saw a lot of people praying for Reagan, but Reagan is dead. I saw a lot of Jews, the so-called son of God, is praying for Sharon, but Sharon has been stored in a fridge.
So what does that tell us?
For 30 years.
What does that tell us? Like, let's say, for example, Gaddafi had, in fact, been okay and maybe even come back to power. Let us say, at a minimum, that his safety was, his safety had been produced in these last several weeks. You probably would have found evidence of God in that and that the prayers were answered. But you also seem to be suggesting that Gaddafi was killed, that there's also proof that Gaddafi, that God was present.
You see, though I'm not a Christian, but I got certain credit in divinity. When I was reading about John the Baptist, he was a holy man, son of Zachariah and son of Elizabeth. But they just beheaded him in exchange for a certain king. Someone danced well and said, "Hey, what price can I give you? That give me a head of." And but he was a holy man, John. Up to now, he's a holy man. But he was beheaded like that, and he has never come back. So
you find proof of God in everything.
So historically,
whether somebody is beheaded or he's not, you would say
historically,
God has spoken.
No, it's up to you it's up to you to judge. If I told John the Baptist, a holy person, was beheaded simply in that manner. Now, how about an ordinary, these leaders who are filthy and doing bad things and what not? Because any leader has a lot of positives and a lot of negatives.
Sure.
Yeah.
Haji, thank you very much.
Welcome.
It's good to see you again. Good to see you. We'll do this again soon.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay.